Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Mike Bass and today I will be reacting to the one and only Bassmaster 2000 Geoff Castellucci. He has just released a new song, Turn the Page. I don't think I've ever heard this song before. I'm assuming it's not an original. I'm not sure he's ever done an original. Geoff, has he done an original before? No, I'm not sure he has. He mainly does covers on his channel, so I'm assuming it's a cover. But I've never heard the original, so who knows? But I'm sure it's going to be good because it's Geoff. Looks like a ballad from the thumbnail, but could be wrong. Who knows? He's obviously at the piano, so let's just see what Geoff has got for us.
On a long and lonesome highway east of Omaha, you can listen to the engines moaning out this one-note song. You think about the woman or the girl you knew the night before. But you
Okay, before we go into this next line there, that was an interesting start. Yeah, very clean, easy vocals for Geoff. Nothing super low, just comfortable bass range for him. Just singing this in his normal range. Sounds amazing. Doesn't really deviate too much, just keeps it all nice and clean. I can hear like breaths in between though, which I thought was interesting. It keeps the sort of intimate feel of the song that you can hear his breaths. So I think he starts with one as the song starts, and then after each line, just before he starts again, you can hear. He's trying to listen out for these Geoff breaths. That rhyme was unintended. But yeah, very nice. And I think at one point he does slightly fry, I think at the start of a note, which I'll try and pick out. And then at the end, he does his fade downs that he does where he does a chest note, holds it for a little bit, and then just goes and just lets it fall off. So let's hear this again.
on a long and lonesome highway east of Omaha, you can listen to the engines moaning out this one-note song. You think about the woman or the girl you knew the night before.
Yeah, interesting fade down that one. So usually he keeps that note the same sort of pitch and then fades it out. So that one I felt like he went quieter with it. I don't know if it's because it's more, the start is more intimate here, so he's keeping it very basic and it is going to keep picking up, I'm assuming. So that, obviously that fade down there, he sort of went no before, and he should have kept that as full, but instead he went no before, and then faded it down, not in a sub like I just tried to do then, but just faded it down. And just, it was interesting, he went slightly quieter and then faded it down. At least it sounded like that. Let's hear that again.
Engines moaning out this one-note song. You think about the woman or the girl you knew the night before.
Yeah, a little bit.
But your thoughts will soon be wandering the way they always do. When you ride in 16 hours, there's nothing much to do. When you don't feel much like riding, you just wish the trip was through. Here I am on the road again. There I am up on the stage. There I go.
Nice. Just pause it there, because as if by magic, a room full of Geoffs. Now there's 4 Geoffs, 3 coming in harmonies, and that he did another fade down there, but it was cleaner, so it didn't deviate slightly on pitch. I think it was only slight, that first one, but it definitely went slightly quieter and then brought it back to going down again. This one, he kept the same pitch like I expected, like and then faded it down. And then the other three Geoffs come in, and the swells are nice. So they're providing harmonies. I think they're on ooze, but they're swelling up with crescendoing the sound up, so it creates more of a. It keeps you engaged, and it's showing that something's building. We're building an atmosphere here. It's well arranged, the song already. So it's coming in with the harmony going in between Geoff's vocal lines. So let's listen to those again.
Here I am on the road again. There I am up on the stage. There I go, playing the star again. There I go, turn the page.
Okay, interesting. I'll just give it a brief pause there because there was some noises going on as well. I'm assuming it didn't sound like instruments. It might have been, but it sounded like maybe they were tapping something. Maybe they were tapping like a guitar or tapping wood of some sorts or something. There was a lot of tapping going on, maybe like pats or things like that. There was all those kind of noises that I was trying to figure out whether they were instruments or not. I'm not sure they were. They might have been. But now clearly a guitar's come in. So that's interesting. Let's just wind it back a slight bit and we'll carry on. Oh, no, hang on. I'll try and wind it back a slight bit. Yeah.
So you walk into this restaurant, all strung out from the road, and you feel the eyes upon you as you're shaking off the cold. You pretend it doesn't bother you, but you just want to explode.
Nice. Yeah, so there's a guitar. I think there's obviously snaps as well, but it sounds like there's like a tambourine, maybe. There's something that's making that sort of sound. I also forgot to comment on Geoff going slightly more resonant, and it didn't go too low still in chest, but he did a thick chest note just before that, before this section started. So we'll wind back slightly to catch that chest note again, and then we'll keep going. No, a bit further. There it is. Get to the start of it.
Again, there I go, turn the page. So you walk into this restaurant, all strung out from the road, and you feel the eyes upon you as you're shaking off the cold. You pretend it doesn't bother you, but you just want to explode. Yeah, most times you can hear them talk, other times you can't. All the same old cliches. Is it woman, is it man? And you always seem outnumbered. You don't dare make a stand. Make your stand. Yeah, here I am.
Okay, before we go into that crazy low note there, yeah, I was loving the vibe of that. Like the way that sounded, like with all the instruments in the background. It's really built up tempo now. It's like really country ballad type feel to this now. It sounds amazing. And then obviously, I love Geoff's high range as well. I love the cry on his voice, like because he keeps a good strong chest connection still up there high, which is good. And you hear that. He just sounds so good doing that with those little cry notes that he does. So let's just hear this section again because it was brilliant, and then we'll get to whatever it was he just did at the end there.
Most times you can hear him talk, other times you can't. All the same old cliches. Is it woman, is it man? And you always seem outnumbered. You don't dare make a stand. Make your stand.
Yeah, okay, make your stand. So, yeah, you can even tell he was going low because unbelievably, those first two notes, I'm pretty sure he sung in chest, which is ridiculous because they were already low. And then obviously stands in a sub. So he goes, make your... I'm having to fry to try and get anywhere near that lowness of make your. But he's basically doing super low chest, make your. And then stand. I think it was just down there.
Make your stand.
Stand. Yes, that's fairly low. That's, what is that? E1, maybe. It's definitely mid first octave. It's a low note. That's pretty low in sub. It's thick as well. That's a nice low note, Geoff. Not heard him do many subs in a while, actually. He tends to not do as many in his songs. So it's nice that he brought one out there because I think that was a good part to do it as well, just to repeat that phrase of make your stand at the end of that last section. Make your stand. It's nice. Nice touch.
Make your stand. Yeah, here I am on the road again. There I am up on that stage. There I go, playing the star again. There I go.
Can we just talk about the lighting as well? It keeps changing. Like we've had a blue, we've had red. Now we've got this. Like whoever's in charge of the lighting, I know Ellie does quite a bit of lighting effects sometimes for Geoff. He might have done this, but amazing lighting on these. Like each section's got its own light, and we're just going along the ride. Like he said earlier about riding, we're going for the ride. Tiff's taking us for a ride here. Beautifully sung again, as always. Loving the occasional harmonies of the other three Geoffs, and then main singer Geoff on his upper range through most of this. I think at the end he went slightly lower for the start of the last little bit he said. So let's hear this again.
Up on that stage, there I go, playing the star again. There I go.
Yeah, I love the fact the harmonies cut out there as well. There are, and the harmonies cut out and then left with the single Geoff singing. I think it was there I, and then they cut out and he said go. It might have been there I go, and then they cut out no I'm gone. But either way, I like the way the harmonies started singing and then cut out and left us the one Geoff doing it, taking over. So that was nice. And then it was at the end, I think it's turn the page, he said. So, but he started low, so turn the page. Started super low chest and then went up.
Again, there I go. Out there in the spotlight, you're a million miles away. Every ounce of energy you're trying to give away. As the sweat pours out your body, like the music that you play.
Okay. What was I hearing? There was a lot of new sounds coming in there. First, I started hearing like a thing, and I'm not sure what that was. And then it all went fuzzy, like an EDM effect going on. I mean, what was that? Let's go back. There it was.
There I go. Out there in the spotlight, you're a million miles away. Every ounce of energy you're trying to give away as the sweat pours out your body like a music.
Yeah, it's a weird sound. The first one was more static, so it was like filling the earphones, and then the second one was more electronic, like a sort of. It's weird sounds. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's doing those sounds. Very interesting. It's not bad, but it's just interesting. I can't work out what that is, but it's clearly built up now. This is the bit where it's like full on sort of da, 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 da. So we've added these instruments in, these more sounds in, and we're getting full on now. And then he trims it back at the end of this, and we're going to a little bridge section before he takes the final up section, I'm assuming. Unless it's due to finish, it might be finishing. There might be a long outro, but let's just see what he's got.
Out there in the spotlight, you're a million miles away. Every ounce of energy you're trying to give away as the sweat pours out your body like the music that you play. Later in the evening, as you lie awake in bed, with the echoes of the amplifiers ringing in your head, you smoke the day's last cigarette, remembering what she said.
Okay, very nice. I like the way that all the music's just cut off on this bit, and we're back to just piano, pretty much like we started. So again, this is arranged beautifully. His arrangements just get better and better and better. He knows exactly what to do. He's toying with us throughout the whole song and taking us on a journey, and he's doing it sublimely. And he didn't even fade down on that one, probably because he's already done it twice and it would be quite repetitive. I like the way he didn't on that one. So on that, at the end of that phrase there, he could have then gone again, but he chose to just stay on it and then just stop the note. So that was a nice touch. I like the way he did that. Keeps it different, keeps it fresh.
Well, here I am on the road again. There I am up on the stage. There I go, playing the star again. There I go, turn the page.
Nice held chest note there. Again, went slightly low at the start of that. Turn the page. And then just held page in a lowish. It's not his usual range that he has gone down slightly. So his usual range is like up here singing like this. That one was more like that. Like a semitone or two down. Very nice. We're clearly building again. We're getting that build back gradually. He hasn't just gone from that bridge straight into back up to the high again, which I expected him to do. He's building again, which is interesting. Obviously got the harmonies coming back in again. It's like we're starting the song again, strangely, but we're not. So I'm expecting it's going to be a lot quicker this time to get to the end, unless it just And I'm not sure how he's going to do this at the end. Let's just find out. I'm assuming it's going to go full on again with the instruments. He might not. He might choose to just end it, because we've not yet. Even though we've started to build again, he could still just end with a slight build. So let's just see what he's got for us.
Yeah, here I am on the road again.
And just like that, straight into what I expected. Oh, Geoff. Here we go. Let's get the full effect of that again. Super highs in most of the song. It's interesting how high he's taken the majority of this song. Like usually on these sort of ballad ones as well, he does like 80% low, like low rumbling chests, and then the rest high. This one is taking the opposite. He's doing like 80% high and just doing occasional lows to show, yeah, I'm still a bass. I could just sing this nicely, but I'm still a bass, letting you know.
I go turn the page. Yeah, here I am on the road again. There I am up on the stage. There I go, play the star again. There I go, there I go, there I go.
Okay, Geoff, you're just going to hold that like it's nothing. I didn't expect him to end on a sub, so that's interesting. That's different. Yeah, again, the sounds were coming in. Not sure what's making those sounds, but I quite like it. I like it adds something to the song. It adds a bit of rough to an already smooth song. You know what I mean? So like the song's like sung just nice and smooth and clean all the way through, and it just as it picks up to the main chorus bit there, obviously this ending, climax, you just get that bit of just occasionally and just filling like a wall of sound, and it's quite nice. It's impactful. I like the sound of it, even though it's opposite to what you'd expect in the song because it's been smooth up to that point. But it just bit of dissonance. It's nice. So let's just go back slightly and catch the end of this, and we'll hear that super sub at the end again, which I think was the same sub he hit earlier. He likes to do that in his songs as well. Likes to repeat the same notes. So like if he hit, I don't know what the sub was, but let's say he hit E1 earlier, that'll be an E1 sub as well. You know what I mean? So it doesn't tend to differ, like, because it could do. Obviously, it could easily have gone, say, E1 earlier, D1 ending, but it'd be quite weird in a way. It wouldn't. It would still work, but he's right to hit the same note. Just shows how in control he is throughout the song. That everything's so clean throughout this entire song, and his arrangement on this is beautiful. Amazing job, Geoff. So let's just hear you end this out in style, in true Geoff fashion, with what you've become famous for, your subs.
Up on the stage, there I go, play the star again. There I go, there I go, there I go.
He held it for a while as well, which is impressive. Very nice. It's quite a nice song. I mean, I'm struggling to get the gist of the. Like, there's nice words in it. I know there's a story. I was struggling to grasp what the story's talking about, but you can tell it's quite a poetic song, quite a nice ballad. I'm not sure who sung the original, but yeah, good song choice, Geoff, and well arranged, well sung. Everything about this is really good. It's a nice song to listen to. I'm gonna have to listen to this quite a few more times because I like everything he's done about this. And then the ending there. So again, the perfect way to end this. Again, he's done everything perfect. So he could have just ended it with obviously the harmonies going and then just go and hit that low sub, but he didn't. He gradually worked down to it. So he let the harmonies sort of gradually go, get quieter, fade off, and then just have the piano, and then turn. So he was, that's the suspense. He's making you wait. He's making you wait for the end. He's saying, I've got something coming, but I'm going to make you wait a bit. Make you appreciate it more when it comes. Very nice touch, very nice. He knows what he's doing, Geoff.
And I'm gone. Hey y'all, Geoff here. Thanks so much for watching and subscribing. Creating videos like this is tough, but made so much easier with the support of the community at Patreon. If you'd like early access to videos, the karaoke version of the song, behind the scenes footage, audio session walkthroughs, and so much more, head on over to Patreon and sign up for free today. Special thanks goes out to Huldra Draco, Amy Foster, N. Kitty, Joanne Wood, Tema Krempley, Juliana Livingston, Diane Holland, Sarah O, Lori Templeman, Patricia Schumann, Jordy S, A.M. Person, Carl and Melanie Thomas, Saniva and Asa Lagnestall, and Debs Badger. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Very nice, Geoff. He had a couple of new names as well in the special thanks to his Patreons there, the top tier patrons there, so that's nice. He's getting more love and support, that's good to see. Yeah, brilliantly done. As he said, check out his Patreon if you're not already on it. Give him a like and subscribe because he definitely deserves it for that. Amazing at what he does. I like the end there. I don't know why it made me laugh. It's just the fact that obviously he carried on playing the piano after that note. I thought that was the end, so obviously he hits that sub, turn the bird, holds it out. But then he carried on playing piano, and I thought, oh, he's just going to keep playing piano and stop the piano. But then he goes, and I'm gone, in that sort of airy low chest, and I'm gone, something like that. And it just made me laugh because then obviously the lights went out and he disappeared. And he's just, like at the start when the other Geoffs just appeared by magic, he could just go, and now I'm gone, and just make himself disappear. It's just, oh, Geoff. Yeah, this was absolutely amazing. I can't wait to give it more listens after this video. As always, like and subscribe to him. Give me a like and subscribe if you want. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.